There's a silent law operating in your life right now, a law so powerful that it is determining, right now, whether you will live in abundance or scarcity. Most people never realize this, but their subconscious is already programmed. The fundamental question is, programmed for what? To increasing prosperity or to constant limitation? Wallace D. Wattles, the man who unlocked the secrets of fortune more than a century ago, revealed something extraordinary. Wealth is not just an external result, but a manifestation of the internal vibrations you constantly emit. This revelation changes everything we thought we knew about prosperity. Because if there is a law, then there is a way, a method, an exact science to reprogram your subconscious and activate the law of increasing prosperity. In your daily life, stop for a moment and reflect. What does your subconscious really believe about money? About your ability to thrive? About your right to abundance? It is these deep, often unconscious beliefs that determine your financial reality with much more power than any external strategy or technique. The truth is that 95% of people live their entire lives with limiting programming installed in their subconscious since childhood. These programming work like invisible roots, determining what fruits your life can produce. Even when they consciously desire abundance, many carry subconscious codes of scarcity, fear, and unworthiness that sabotage their best efforts. Think about the countless times you've heard phrases like money doesn't grow on trees, the rich are rich because they steal, or people like, US never get rich. These seemingly innocent words have penetrated deep into your subconscious, creating neural patterns that now drive your financial decisions. Even if you are not aware of them, your subconscious is like an iceberg. Only a tiny fraction is visible on the surface. The rest, the part that truly determines the direction of your life, remains hidden in the depths. This is why so many people repeatedly struggle with the same financial limitations, no matter how many books they read or how many courses they take. But today, that will change, because you're about to discover how to deliberately reprogram your subconscious for increasing prosperity. This knowledge is not new. It has been preserved by the greatest teachers of abundance throughout the centuries. Wallace D. Wattles scientifically codified it. And now, you will have access to this same transformative knowledge. Your subconscious does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. This is one of the most revolutionary discoveries in modern psychology, and also the key to transforming your financial reality from within. When you understand that your outer world is just a reflection of your inner programming, you realize that the true power has always been in your hands. Your subconscious is like fertile soil. He does not judge the seeds he receives. He simply accepts them and begins to work tirelessly to manifest them in the physical world. If you plant seeds of scarcity through thoughts of fear, words of limitation, and actions of mistrust, your subconscious will faithfully produce harvest of limitation in your life. The first secret of the law of increasing prosperity reveals that your subconscious responds more to emotion and repetition than to logic. This is why many smart people, who intellectually understand the principles of prosperity, remain stuck in cycles of scarcity. They try to rationalize their way to abundance, when the real power lies in consistent emotional programming. Imagine a man who grew up hearing phrases like money is hard to make, or people like us never get rich. This man can study economics, dominate the financial market, work hard, do everything he considers right, but his subconscious continues executing the same limiting program day after day. Without pause or questioning, he watches people thriving around him and constantly asks himself, why not me? What am I doing wrong? The answer is simple and profound. He is doing everything right on a conscious level, but remains programmed for limitation on a subconscious level. It's like trying to drive a car with your foot on the accelerator and the brake simultaneously. Wallace D. Wattles understood this perfectly when he insisted, thinking and acting in a certain specific way is the science of getting rich. This certain specific way necessarily begins with the deliberate reprogramming of the subconscious. Without this foundation, all external actions are like building a house on sand, destined to crumble under pressure. You don't attract what you want. You attract what your subconscious believes you deserve. This is a crucial distinction that explains why so many people remain frustrated, despite their sincere efforts. Your conscious desires are in direct conflict with your subconscious beliefs, and the subconscious always wins this battle. Think about how this manifests in your own life. Have you ever had moments when a financial opportunity presented itself, but something inside you created resistance? Maybe you felt like it was too good to be true, or that things like that don't happen to people like you. These instant reactions are not conscious choices. They are subconscious programming operating automatically. Your subconscious is constantly filtering your reality, deciding what you notice and what you ignore, what you interpret as an opportunity and what you see as a threat. A person programmed for scarcity can literally be surrounded by opportunities for prosperity and remain completely blind to them, simply because their subconscious is not set up to recognize them. This is why two people can face the exact same financial situation and experience radically different results. One sees a crisis, the other sees an opportunity. One withdraws in fear, the other advances with confidence. The difference is not in the external reality, but in the internal programming. That determines how each person perceives and responds to this reality. Your subconscious also governs your financial comfort level, that point at which you start to feel anxious or guilty about having too much. Many people unconsciously sabotage their own success when they begin to surpass the level of prosperity that their subconscious deems appropriate for them. They make inexplicably bad choices, miss obvious opportunities, or create unnecessary conflicts, all to return to the familiar, yet limiting, financial territory where their subconscious feels safe. The deepest impressions on your subconscious were formed during childhood, when you absorbed information without a critical filter. Your parents' attitudes toward money, the conversations you overheard at the dinner table, the emotions you witnessed surrounding finances, all of these were burned into your subconscious as absolute truth, silently shaping your financial reality to this day. The law of increasing prosperity operates under one fundamental principle. Everything in the universe is constantly expanding. Nature knows no stagnation. A tree doesn't decide to stop growing. A river doesn't decide to stop flowing. The seasons do not decide to interrupt their eternal cycle. And the prosperity that is your birthright is not designed to remain static. This principle of constant expansion is visible in every dimension of the cosmos. Galaxies continue to expand. Living cells seek growth and multiplication. Even human consciousness is perpetually expanding. Nothing in nature remains in perfect balance. It is always growing or shrinking, expanding or contracting. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to prosper more and more, while others are always in the same place, no matter how hard they try? The fundamental difference is in subconscious programming. Those who thrive consistently have subconsciouses aligned with the natural principle of expansion. They don't just allow growth, they expect it as the natural course of events. Consider the story of a woman who spent years struggling financially. Every account was a battle. Every opportunity seemed to slip through his fingers. Despite her hard work and positive intentions, she remained trapped in a cycle of just enough, earning her fair share to survive, but never to truly thrive. Until one day, she discovered how to reprogram her subconscious. She began to understand that her thoughts were not just reflections of her reality, they were the active creators of her reality. His outer world was simply the echo of his inner vibrations, manifesting with perfect precision in time and space. Every day, she started her morning with a simple practice. She vividly visualized prosperity flowing into her life through every possible channel. She didn't just imagine this flow, she felt it with every fiber of her being. Anticipatory gratitude filled his heart. Unshakable certainty permeated his consciousness. She lived emotionally in the reality she wanted to create before she even saw it manifest. And something extraordinary began to happen. First, small changes. An unexpected customer. A creative idea at the perfect time. A coincidental meeting with someone that opened doors she didn't even know existed. Like raindrops preceding a beneficent storm, these synchronicities signal a fundamental shift in the energetic currents of your life. Then, like a rising wave, his prosperity began to expand. Not by chance or luck, but by law. the law of increasing prosperity was finally free to operate in your life. Because your subconscious was now aligned with abundance rather than resisting it. New opportunities emerged with increasing frequency, resources appeared precisely when needed. Profitable ideas flowed naturally. The most surprising thing was how his perception changed. She began to see abundance everywhere, opportunities that had always been there, but that her old scarcity filter kept her from noticing. Like someone who finally puts on glasses after years of blurred vision. His view of reality has dramatically clarified. Prosperity is not a destination you reach. It is a frequency that you consciously tune into. Just as your radio can only receive the stations it is tuned to, your life can only manifest the realities your subconscious is programmed to receive. Changing this schedule is not optional for those who want increasing abundance. It is absolutely essential. The principle of constant expansion doesn't just apply to money. True prosperity is multidimensional. Vibrant health, deep relationships, intellectual development, spiritual growth, and, yes, material abundance. All these aspects of life are governed by the same fundamental law. When you program your subconscious to expand in one area, all others naturally begin to expand as well. Your subconscious is most receptive into specific states, right before you sleep and right after you wake up. In these magical moments, the conscious mind, that critical and analytical part that constantly judges and filters, is less active, allowing direct access to the subconscious. It's as if the guards that normally protect the entrance to your inner command center have temporarily lowered their defenses neurobiologically. These states correspond to times when your brain waves naturally slow down from the beta state, normal wakefulness, to the alpha state, deep relaxation, and theta state, gateway to sleep. In these altered states of consciousness, the barrier between the conscious and subconscious becomes temporarily more permeable, creating a window of opportunity for reprogramming. Wallace D. Wattles, in his timeless wisdom, taught the power is in the present moment and in right action. The correct action, when it comes to subconscious reprogramming, is to strategically take advantage of these receptive states to implement new instructions. For increasing prosperity, the daily ritual of conscious programming should become as fundamental as brushing your teeth or eating. Every night before you go to sleep and every morning as soon as you wake up, you should feed your subconscious with vivid images of increasing prosperity. This is the time when the seeds of abundance can be planted deeper into the fertile soil of your mind. But be careful, we're not talking about mechanically repeating empty statements while your mind wanders in other directions. This superficial approach produces minimal or no results. We're talking about a deep, immersive practice that engages all of your senses and, crucially, your most intense emotions. It is the emotion that imprints the instruction on the subconscious. Information without emotion is quickly forgotten. Only when an idea is charged with emotional energy does it penetrate the deeper layers of the mind and begin to alter its fundamental programming. The more intense the emotion, the more powerful and lasting the impression on the subconscious. When you visualize prosperity rising in your life during these receptive moments, you should feel absolute gratitude, joy, and certainty as if abundance were already your current reality. Your subconscious does not distinguish between what you are experiencing physically and what you are experiencing emotionally with sufficient intensity. This is where most people fail in their reprogramming attempts. They repeat positive affirmations superficially while internally they still harbor doubts and fears. It's like planting a seed and immediately digging it up to see if it's growing, an act that inevitably interrupts the very process they hope to facilitate. True faith is not a passing emotion or a momentary positive thought. It is an unshakable certainty that permeates every cell of your being. It is knowing, beyond any doubt, that what you desire already exists on the energetic plane and is simply taking shape on the physical plane through you. And Wallace D. Wattles revealed a profound truth when he said, "Faith is born of gratitude, anticipatory gratitude, being grateful for what is not yet manifested physically but already exists on the spiritual plane is the most direct gateway to increasing prosperity. It is the emotional state that most quickly aligns your vibrational field with the frequency of abundance. Think about this for a moment. Anticipatory gratitude places you emotionally in the desired future, as if you are already experiencing the reality you seek to create. This unique psychological state creates a time bridge that your subconscious uses to begin manifesting this reality now. Have you experienced moments when you felt deep gratitude? Remember how in those moments everything seemed possible? Like you are connected to an infinite source of good? That vibrational state is no coincidence. It is exactly in tune with the frequency of the law of increasing prosperity. The ancient spiritual teachers understood this truth when they taught, pray, as if you had already received. They recognized that the emotional state of completeness and gratitude creates an energetic vacuum that the universe naturally fills. Modern quantum physics confirms that the observer affects the observed reality. His emotional states literally rearrange the quantum possibilities around him. During these moments of powerful reprogramming, you must also utilize the power of archetypal symbols and images that resonate deeply with your subconscious. Visualize yourself not just with material abundance, but as a source of prosperity that overflows and enriches everything around you. See yourself as a channel through which universal abundance flows freely. The words you use both externally and in your internal dialogue are direct instructions to your subconscious. Every sentence you utter or think is not just a description of reality, but a prescription for the reality that your subconscious will work to manifest. Language is the software that programs the hardware of your subconscious mind. Every time you say, "I can't afford that," or "that's too expensive for me," you are literally commanding your subconscious to create a reality where such a statement is true. Your subconscious is extraordinarily obedient. It accepts your statements as commands and mobilizes internal and external resources to make them your lived experience. The language of increasing prosperity is fundamentally different from the common language of scarcity. It is a language of power, possibility, and absolute certainty. Instead of focusing on what is missing, it directs attention to what is expanding. Instead of lamenting limitations, she celebrates unlimited potentials. Instead of saying, "I can't afford it," you state, "I'm choosing to invest my resources in other areas now." This small linguistic change is revolutionary. It moves you from the position of powerless victim to the position of conscious choice. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You are exercising your decision-making power. Instead of lamenting, "I'll never have enough," you declare with conviction, "Prosperity flows to me in ever-increasing quantities through channels expected and unexpected." This statement doesn't just describe a desired state. It establishes a subconscious expectation that your brain will work tirelessly to validate. When you change your language, you literally rewire the neural circuits in your brain. New words create new neural pathways. Repeated consistently, these new linguistic patterns eventually replace the old ones, reconfiguring your internal experience and, consequently, your external reality. Neural reconnection is the physical basis of subconscious reprogramming. Every time you consciously choose a new word, a new phrase, a new way to express your relationship with prosperity, you are physically altering the structure of your brain. This neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to remodel itself, is your most powerful ally in the transformation process. Wallace D. Wattles deeply understood this principle when he wrote, "Thoughts are causes, and conditions are effects." Your words are not simple descriptions of your thoughts, they are the vehicles through which your thoughts gain manifesting power. When you change your words, you fundamentally alter the causal nature of your thoughts. Consider the energetic difference between these two statements. "I hope I can pay my bills this month" versus "I'm grateful for the abundance that allows me to meet all my financial commitments with ease." The first statement is rooted in fear and doubt. The second vibrates with certainty and gratitude. Which one do you think your subconscious will execute more readily? The language of increasing prosperity also absolutely avoids any form of victimization. Phrases like "I have no choice," "the economy is terrible," or "things are difficult for everyone" are banished from your vocabulary. You recognize that regardless of external circumstances, you always have the power to choose your response and therefore to influence your results. Another vital linguistic transformation involves moving from absolute statements to process statements. Instead of saying "I am rich" which your subconscious may reject as patently false. If it doesn't match your current reality, you say, "I am becoming more prosperous every day," or "my wealth is constantly growing." These process affirmations honor where you are now while clearly establishing the direction of your movement. Language also shapes your financial identity, who you believe you are in relation to money. When you describe yourself as open-handed, financially blessed, or abundance magnetizer, you are creating a self-prophecy that your subconscious will work tirelessly to validate. Your declared identity becomes a powerful magnet, attracting circumstances that confirm this self-image. Look carefully at the language you use when talking about money, success, work, and worth. Each word is a seed planted in your subconscious. Ask yourself, is this language programming increasing prosperity or persistent scarcity? The honest answer to this question will reveal a lot about your current programming and indicate precisely where transformation is most needed. Your subconscious watches your actions even more closely than your words. When your actions contradict your affirmations of prosperity, your subconscious immediately identifies the inconsistency and maintains the old programming, ignoring your verbal attempts at reprogramming. Your actions literally speak louder than your words to your subconscious. This is why many people can repeat positive affirmations about prosperity for years and never see significant results. Your actions are not in line with your words. They claim abundance while living in a scarcity mindset. They declare confidence while acting from fear. They proclaim value while consistently undervaluing themselves. Aligned action means behaving as if increasing prosperity is already your current reality, not a distant future possibility. It is living from the desired end, not from current limitations. It's allowing your future identity, not your past history, to determine your present choices. A poor man saves out of fear. A prosperous man invests with vision. This fundamental distinction reveals how aligned action separates those who remain stuck in scarcity from those who experience increasing prosperity. Both may be taking an action saving money, but the energy and intention behind that action are radically different. A limited mind calculates what it can lose. An abundant mind visualizes what it can gain. This mental orientation determines not only your financial decisions, but also how you invest your time, energy, attention, and emotional resources. With every choice, you are programming your subconscious through your actions. Act as if you already are who you want to become, and you will activate the laws that will make that your reality. This powerful principle transcends simple acting. It is a vibrational alignment that puts you in harmony with the frequency of increasing prosperity. When you act from the state of being you want to experience, you literally pull that reality into your present. Consider how a truly prosperous person would make decisions. How would she treat others? How would she invest her time? How would she take care of herself? How would she approach challenges? When you begin to take these aligned actions, you are not just faking it until you make it. You are energetically becoming that person, molecule by molecule, decision by decision. Specific aligned actions include impeccably taking care of all money that passes through your hands. Regardless of the quantity, organize your current finances with gratitude and precision. Invest regularly, even if it's small amounts initially. Cultivate relationships with people who already live in the prosperity you want to experience. Eliminate wasted time and energy. Prioritize activities that genuinely create value. Conscious generosity is one of the actions most aligned with increasing prosperity. When you give from a place of abundance, not sacrifice, you declare to the universe, "I have more than enough." This energetic statement, backed by concrete action, programs your subconscious to always create more than enough as your constant reality. Another powerfully aligned action is the daily practice of recording your prosperity. Keeping an abundance journal where you document all the forms of prosperity you're experiencing. From an unexpected discount to a valuable creative idea trains your subconscious to recognize and amplify abundance in all its forms. The way you react to financial challenges is particularly revealing of your subconscious programming. A person truly aligned with increasing prosperity sees each challenge as an opportunity for expansion, not as a confirmation of limitation. The question is not, "Why is this happening to me?" But what is this teaching me, and how can I use this situation to expand my prosperity? This is the true essence of the law of increasing prosperity. It's not just about attracting more money. It's about expanding your capacity to receive, to create, to contribute, and to experience life at ever higher levels. It's about becoming an ever-widening channel for the natural flow of universal abundance. True prosperity is multidimensional. It expresses itself in vibrant health, deep relationships, flourishing creativity, and, yes, material abundance. And it all starts with the powerful triad, conscious reprogramming of the subconscious, transformed language, and perfectly aligned action. Let's make this practical and immediately applicable. This 5-minute ritual, practiced consistently at the previously identified moments of power, will begin the process of subconscious reprogramming from day one. Its simplicity is deceptive. Its power comes precisely from its clarity and ease of consistent implementation. In the morning, as soon as you wake up, and at night, before going to sleep, find a quiet place where you will not be interrupted. These 2 daily windows are your most powerful times to access and reprogram the subconscious, when the barrier between the conscious and subconscious is naturally more permeable. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, allowing your body to completely relax. With each exhale, release any tension, worries, or resistance. This simple act of conscious breathing immediately alters your physiological state and activates your parasympathetic system, the rest, and digest mode that creates optimal receptivity to new programming. Vividly visualize yourself living in a state of increasing prosperity. See specific details, not just the end results, but the process of ongoing expansion. Watch how opportunities flow to you through multiple channels. See yourself making financial decisions with confidence and clarity. Imagine the feeling of seeing your investments growing, your creativity being valued, your talents being generously rewarded. Feel the emotions associated with this reality as if it were already happening now. Experience deep gratitude for this constant flow of abundance. Feel the joy of financial freedom. Savor the peace of mind of knowing that your needs are more than met. Allow these emotions to saturate every cell in your body. Repeat mentally, with absolute conviction, prosperity grows in my life every day in all forms. I am grateful to receive abundance in ever-increasing quantities through expected and unexpected channels. Feel the power of these words reverberating through your being, as if they are being engraved into your deepest consciousness. Complete the ritual by asserting with authority, "It is done. It is mine now." And so it is. This final statement seals the programming and establishes an unshakable conviction in its inevitable manifestation. It's not a wish or hope. It's an acknowledgement of the reality you are consciously choosing to experience. This simple ritual, practiced with consistency and authentic emotion, will begin to reprogram your subconscious from day one. The initial results can be subtle: a new level of clarity, an unexpected opportunity, an inspired idea. But with consistent practice, the effects will accumulate exponentially. Consistency is absolutely essential. A seed does not turn into a tree overnight. Likewise, subconscious reprogramming requires daily dedication. The new neural patterns strengthen with consistent repetition until they become your default pathways, replacing the old limiting programming. As Wallace D. Wattles explained with elegant simplicity, there's a way of thinking that leads to prosperity, and there's a way of thinking that leads to poverty. You can't think both ways at the same time. The choice is yours, and it is available every moment of every day. With every thought, every word, every action, you are choosing which program your subconscious will execute. And when you consistently choose increasing prosperity, the entire universe conspires to make it your reality. Not because some mystical force is granting you favors, but because you are finally allowing the natural laws of abundance to operate freely in your life. In the end, the law of increasing prosperity is not something external to you. It is an expression of who you truly are, a being of unlimited potential, connected to the infinite source of all abundance. Its essential nature is expansion and growth. Your true identity is abundance in constant expression. Are you ready to accept this truth? Are you ready to release the limitations of the past and allow prosperity to grow naturally in your life? Are you ready to become a conscious conduit of universal abundance, not just for yourself, but for everyone who comes into contact with your energy? The time to decide is now. The time to reprogram is now. The time to prosper is now. There is no power in the past or the future, only in the eternal present where all creation takes place. Starting today, commit to the 5-minute ritual, twice a day, without fail. Do this for 21 consecutive days, the time it takes to establish new neural patterns, and notice the changes that begin to occur in your consciousness and your external reality. Document these changes in a prosperity journal. Record each manifestation of abundance, each unexpected opportunity, each valuable insight that emerges during this practice. This journaling will not only strengthen your faith in the process, but it will train your subconscious to recognize and amplify prosperity in all its forms. When you take this step, when you consciously align your subconscious with the law of increasing prosperity, everything you truly desire will not only become possible, it will become inevitable, because you will finally be operating in harmony with the fundamental laws of the universe, rather than unconsciously resisting them. Get started right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment or more information. The deepest wisdom comes from direct experience, not theoretical knowledge. Apply what you learn here immediately and allow the law of increasing prosperity to begin working in your life today. The abundance you seek already exists in the field of all possibilities, just waiting for you to open the floodgates of your subconscious to receive it. Your growing prosperity is not only possible with conscious reprogramming of the subconscious, it is absolutely inevitable.